At Tackle, we have designed what we call learning stratagems, which cater to most of your learning needs. There are numerous examples of stratagems that we have introduced throughout the Tackle platform. I will try to briefly enumerate two of them. Number one are what we call Pantinos. What is a Pantino? A Pantino is a term which was popularized by a surgeon from UK, Dr. Michael Edwards, and it refers to a fundamental unit of information which can be a sentence, a phrase, a word, or a number in each paragraph of the textbook that you read. And getting a grip of any textbook, or for that matter any subject, ultimately boils down to your ability to identify a Pantino when you see one. Let me illustrate that with another example. This is an excerpt of a paragraph taken from the thyroid chapter in Bailey. I am sure most of you are familiar with it and have read it several times. What I want you to do is to spend a couple of seconds trying to identify as many Pantinos as you can from this paragraph. I suppose you have collected as many Pantinos as you can from this paragraph. Now I will ask you a question based on a Pantino which I have acquired from this paragraph. The question goes like this: where are thyroid autoantibodies produced from? The options being A. bone marrow, B. spleen, C. thymus, and D. none of the above. Now, if you have been able to identify the particular Pantino from this paragraph, you would know that the answer is D. none of the above, because the last sentence of this paragraph clearly mentions that thyroid autoantibodies are produced from the thyroid gland itself. This is what we would call at Tackle as a cryptic Pantino, simply because this is a rather ordinary statement which has no number attached to it, which has no superlatives like best, most common, least common, rarest, least, no such superlatives attached to it, and it's just a simple ordinary sentence at the end of a paragraph. Whereas you have several other more easily noticeable Pantinos in the paragraph, like the cutoff values for the thyroid autoantibodies, the names of the thyroid autoantibodies, and the profile of autoantibodies which are implicated in Hashimoto's disease and Graves' disease. Amidst all this, it's very easy to miss this cryptic Pantino. Now, if you were to miss this Pantino and have this question for the first time at the NEET SS 2021, imagine what you would do. Now, this is a very simple question at the outset, and you would find it very hard to leave it unattempted. So, there is a more than a high chance that most students would attempt to answer this question. And in attempting to answer the question, they would rely on common sense and logic and knowledge of basic science, and perhaps would think that antibodies are immunoglobulins, immunoglobulins are produced from B lymphocytes, and hence the answer to this question must be organs of lymphoid origin or where lymphoid tissue resides. Going by that logic, you are most likely to answer as bone marrow or maybe spleen, whereas the correct answer would be none of these. In fact, this statement summarizes a vast body of literature which says that most of the autoantibodies in thyroid diseases are produced from the target organ itself. Now, yet another stratagem that we use in Tackle are called cognitive pearls. Now, these are designed to improve your thought process while reading and interpreting controversial statements from these textbooks. For example, let us take the case of the risk of malignancy in a case of porcelain gallbladder. If you look at various references, this can be seen to be a very highly controversial question. DeVita, on one hand, says that the exact risk of malignancy is a controversial issue and can be as high as 25%, whereas general surgery references like Sebastian quote it to be around 10%, and Bailey quotes a still lower risk of less than 5%. Now, a student who has read all these three references, let us say a focused learner, would be very confused. Even if one were to go by the general surgery references, there is still a confusion. Sebastian says 10%, Bailey says 5%. Which do you choose? It is at such junctures that a critical understanding of the research evidence behind such topics comes to your rescue. That is where subspecialists are utilized in Tackle to give you that insight. If you look at the medical literature that deals with porcelain gallbladder, it is quite apparent from even the largest modern review on porcelain gallbladder that the risk of malignancy is almost negligible. Once you get that input, it is very easy to infer that the most correct answer from among these options would be what Bailey mentions, that is less than 5%. So this is what we call a cognitive pearl, where the subject experts guide your thinking when you are confused. To conclude, this is a gist of what Tackle has to offer. There are a lot more interesting features to be explored on the Tackle platform. Until next time, wishing you all the very best in your academic endeavors and personal life. This is Dr. Shafiq signing off on behalf of Team Tackle.